Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Kotar. And the galaxy is down one assassin killed. The Geno Haradan are no more. And we need to get back to Manaan and try and find that star map. However, it looks like we have some dialogue options among at least most of the crew except for HK and Canderous. Obviously, we're getting nothing from T3 or Zalbar, but let's start with Juhani.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
What happened after your father died?
After my father died, my mother was left to support me alone. A single non-human woman, living in one of the worst, most violent slums on Terrace. It was not easy for her.
What happened?
When my father was killed, it seemed that something in her began to die as well. She worked as hard as she was able. But over time, she began to waste away. I later learned that she was unable to get enough money to feed both of us, and had to start borrowing from the exchange, a band of cutthroats and smugglers. But even that was not enough. She hid what she was doing from me. She gave most of her food to me so that I would be strong, but she herself was suffering deeply from it. In the end, she could go on no longer, and collapsed at the cantina where she worked one day.
Did she die?
She never recovered. There was nothing really that I could do for her. She left me no money, and no doctor would see her without being paid first. I sat by her bed for days as she lay there dying. I never want that to happen to someone I care about ever again. But there was still the money she had borrowed. She had never paid it back and made no provisions for her death. You must understand. The exchange is brutal. They care nothing for the life of a sentient being. They are the major suppliers of slaves on Terrace.
You were enslaved?
They thought it would be appropriate that, with my mother owing them money, the debt should be passed on to me. And with no way to pay, they took me by force. You have no idea what it is like to be bound like a beast and treated as such. It was the worst time of my life. They treated me like livestock. They were waiting for a buyer to give them some credits for me when the Jedi came to fight the Mandalorians.
And they freed you?
The Jedi could not abide by what they saw there, and drove the exchange from the face of the world, freeing those of us imprisoned there. But the Jedi soon left to fight their war, and I was left with a dream.
What was the dream?
I swore that I would become a Jedi. As soon as I had enough money to do it, I bought passage on a freighter headed for Dantooine, and we both know what has happened since then.
You became a Jedi.
I am grateful to you for having given me the opportunity to fulfill my dream, rather than become what I hated. Someday, I may make it up to you. But for now, let us keep on the task at hand.
It's really distracting. That headgear that Juhani has on makes her look like a feline version of Lobot from Empire Strikes Back. Let's see if Mission has anything new to say. She's probably not in the best of moods after Griff has disappointed her yet again. Let's see here.
Hey there, what can I do for you?
Let's talk about your brother, Mission.
I've made my peace with Griff and what he means to me. If he ever shows up again, I'll deal with him. But I'm not going to dwell on my brother anymore. It's time to move forward. So, is there anything else you need?
Huzzah!
Okay, have it your way.
That's good to hear. I don't know if Griff shows up again in the game. I have no memory of it. He's probably getting into all kinds of shenanigans. Now, Jolie's back here. We kind of opened up a sore spot with him regarding his wife.
Got something on your mind, do you?
I guess we're gonna try and make that even worse. You mentioned something about your wife before.
I don't want to talk about that.
Sorry. Maybe we can talk about it later.
Maybe, but I doubt it. I'm made stubborn that way.
Well, looks like we may have to get some more brownie points with Bindo before that happens. I don't know, we could try and press the point. Let's see what happens when we do that. If I'm not getting stuck on a bulkhead.
Got something. I don't...
I don't mean to pry, but
Yes, you do. You may mean well enough, but my private affairs are just that. Private. Let me tell you something. Once you've lived as many years as I have, you'll have yourself a long, long list of memories. If you're lucky, most of them will be good. If you're not, some will be bad. If you're really unlucky, some will be so bad you never want to be reminded of them again, ever. You'll go far away, to a place that doesn't hold any memories at all. And there you'll be happy just to forget and be forgotten.
it sounds very similar to what Obi-Wan did. Is that why you went to Kashyyyk?
Partly, maybe. I doubt I could ever explain it to you fully, even if I wanted to. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in love? Truly in love, I mean, and not simple infatuation.
Well,
Exactly. You're still at the beginning of your life. There will be women in your life, perhaps many women. But if you're fortunate, you'll find love once. The Jedi, with their damnable sense of over-caution, would tell you love is something to avoid. Thankfully, anyone who's even partially alive knows that's not true.
that's what I've always thought.
Love doesn't lead to the dark side. Passion can lead to rage and fear, and can be controlled. But passion is not the same thing as love. Controlling your passions while being in love, that's what they should teach you to beware. But love itself will save you, not condemn you. Listen to me go on as if I had all the answers. What do I know of love anymore? I'm just a lonely old man who's not even a Jedi.
Get this man a seat on the Jedi Council. Pronto. No. I want to hear what you have to say.
You do you? I wouldn't listen too closely. I'm no authority on anything. I just think that the greatest things in life shouldn't be avoided because they come with a few complications. Love causes pain, certainly. Inevitably, love is going to lead to as much sorrow and regret as it does joy. I suppose there are perfect, eternal loves out there, but I haven't seen any. And how do you deal with the bad part of love is what determines your character. What determines the dark side's hold over you.
So what happened between you and your wife then?
I haven't changed my mind. I'm still not going to talk about it. You go and find your own love if you want to know so badly. I'll tell you one thing. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you and the one you love simply aren't meant to be together. The trick is to know when that is. To know when it's time to fight and when it's time to part ways. There I go, waxing philosophical again. Somebody blast me already. Let's get going before I start talking in riddles, damn it.
Okay. So, let's go ahead and talk to Bastila. I think Karth is probably saying the exact same thing about Dustil, so...
How can I help?
Ah. When we last talked, you said you needed time to think. So?
You have been patient with me, haven't you? I suppose you deserve an answer. But you have to understand how difficult this is for me to say.
Yes, I think so.
With all my training, I should be able to control myself better than this. But you're not like anything I expected. You're not like any man I've ever met before. I find myself watching you when I don't mean to. I'm thinking about you when I don't want to. It isn't supposed to be like this.
What is it supposed to be like?
I don't know. It shouldn't be so hard not to think of you. It should be easy not to think of you. I should have discipline. Jedi discipline. Every time I try to call on all my teachings to calm myself, they fail me. You have such power, such passion. I don't know if it's due to the bond between us, but I'm drawn to you.
Are you interested in me or in my ability to use the Force?
The Force is a part of you, as is your power. But that's not what attracted me to you. It's more than that. Maybe it's the bond we share. It gives us a certain intimacy. If I could, I would return to Dantooine. I need to be away from this bond of ours. I need to weaken it. I need to be anywhere but near you. But Malak must be stopped. My own feelings are nothing when compared to that. Yet I know this could affect the sake of our mission if it's not resolved. I can't let that happen.
If you have something to say, just say it.
I think we should have some privacy for this. Come with me.
Uh-oh.
You're stronger than I am, and there's no point in telling me otherwise. You will be a great Jedi, I think. I hope. In some ways you make me feel weak, like I'm caught up in the wake of our destiny. But at the same time, you make me feel stronger, more alive.
So what does this mean for us?
I realize now these feelings are part of the bond we share. The Jedi Council surely realized this. They knew my loyalty to the doctrines of our order would be tested on this mission. By facing and overcoming my feelings for you, I've learned a valuable lesson about control and the dangers of emotion. This is an important step in understanding the Force. I'm sorry if this is not what you wanted to hear, but I felt that it was important you know our infatuation was nothing more than a result of our powerful bond.
So, I was just a stepping stone to you becoming a master?
Please don't say it like that. You make it sound like I was using you. Don't you realize how difficult this was for me?
I don't know how Seth would actually respond to this. Difficult for you? What about me?
Why do you think I came to this decision? I know how hard this is for both of us. You just kept pressing forward, so I had to be the one to step up and do the right thing. You're the one who can't face the truth. Malak has to be stopped. How can I do that if I let myself be blinded by my feelings for you?
We're actually seeing both the opposite spectrums of the Jedi in both Jolee and Bastila here. It's actually very interesting. It's one of the reasons I like this game so much. I'm going to stop Malak, Bastila, but I want to do it with you at my side.
You mean it, don't you? But how can I be sure you're not making a mistake? I have to resist. I have to be strong for both of us.
You know I'm right.
But I can't. Malak will...
Shut up and kiss me, you babbling fool. I don't know. Yeah, Seth has a smart alecky vibe to him every so often. Why not?
Oh my.
Neat.
We shouldn't have done that. It was wrong. The Jedi are not allowed to fall in love.
Didn't feel wrong to me.
It was a moment of weakness. When I kissed you, we shouldn't have. I'm sorry. No, I know we both wanted it, but we shouldn't have given in to our desire. We're Jedi. We can't act like this. Not now. Not while we still have to deal with Malak. I'm sorry. I don't blame you, but it was a mistake. I have to get out of here before somebody sees us together.
Canderous should have been right outside. Just, So, how'd it go? Let's talk to her again. See what happens. Hey there, hun.
How can I help?
Hun? Maybe? Can we talk about what happened between us?
We've already been over this. It was a moment of weakness, a stumble brought on by unbridled passions. But my emotions are firmly in check once more. We need to stay focused on stopping Darth Malak. And I want the others to stay focused as well. I don't want them to get suspicious and start gossiping about our little encounter. So until our mission is over, we need to act with discretion. We shouldn't speak of this anymore. Not until Malak is defeated.
Radio. That's fair. Save the galaxy first, romance later. So, let us go ahead and travel back to Manaan, guys, and we will see you at the Republic Embassy. But first, there are Sith apparently in need of blasting. Let's go ahead and just skip through this and
incoming fighters.
Light them all up. See if we can get a long range shot here. There we are. That's how that's done. It's weird doing this with the mouse. I used to play a lot of X-Wing and TIE Fighter and Rebel Assault, and I always used a joystick, and it's very odd doing any kind of Star Wars space combat using a mouse. I really didn't like using the mouse in Galaxies. Let's do a little jump to light speed thing. We haven't seen that in a while. Usually skip through these parts, but there we go. So the, what was his name? Yeah, Roland's probably going to be very happy that we have his droid piece now.
Have you managed to retrieve the data from our droid in the Sith base?
Yes, here it is.
Excellent. It does not appear to have been tampered with, so the Sith did not manage to copy its contents yet. And now for your information. We are not supposed to speak of this, but since you are a Jedi and we have exhausted all the other options, I think I can entrust you with this. As you know, the Republic is fighting for its very existence against the evil of the Sith Empire. As you also undoubtedly know, we're doing very poorly. We need much in the way of supplies and material to stem the tide of battle and bring us victory. Manaan is the sole source of Kolto, the most powerful medical substance in the galaxy. Frankly, we need as much of it as we can get.
What has the Republic done?
The Selkath conservatives, with their neutrality treaties, seek to treat the Sith and the Republic equally. This includes Kolto exports, but a few more far-sighted Selkath see that if the Sith are ever allowed to win, the galaxy will be plunged into darkness, and there would be nothing to stop them from taking Manaan anyway. So we made a deal.
What sort of deal?
We recently began construction of a secret underground facility to harvest Kolto directly at its source. We also hope to one day be able to synthesize it effectively. Current techniques are insufficient for the task, so we must mine it for now. The amount we take would hardly be noticed, since most is lost naturally before it reaches the surface anyway. We were nearing completion of the base when the digging teams reported some sort of obstruction. An ancient building or artifact, possibly your star map. Transmissions from the base were cut off abruptly after that, and we haven't heard from the station since.
What happened down there?
We don't know. We just don't know. As you may have noticed, we're hiring a lot of mercenaries around here. Ostensibly, they're to be shipped off-world to aid in our fight against the Sith, but they're really for another purpose. When we lost contact with the station in the Rackard Rift, we sent our contingent of Republic soldiers down to investigate. None returned. We've tried hiring mercenaries and sending them down as well, but none of those expeditions have returned either. The reason we really sent that droid underwater, and the reason we needed its data back so badly, was to find out what happened to the Rackard Rift station. But now that we have the data back, our operation is in no danger of exposure to the Sith. And now I must live up to my end of the bargain.
How will I get down there?
I took the liberty of having a submarine prepared for your departure. Merely use this card to get past the door behind our Kolto packing room and enter the sub therein. It has been programmed to take you down to the station, and also to take you back up should you need something. I would send soldiers to assist you, but we've lost many of ours, and nearly exhausted the mercenary population of this planet. The soldiers we have are barely enough to keep this base secure. The Sith have also noted our interest, and begun to bribe mercenaries away from us. Please, find out what happened to the facility. There may be some survivors left down there. Perhaps even the head scientist, Kono Nolan. Good luck in your efforts.
So, we found out why they need mercenaries. Now, let's see here. Suspicious about the Republic hiring mercenaries, he claims to be a friend of the Republic and is merely seeking out to find out if something is wrong. He says he will reward you if you find out why they've been hiring too many lately. Which is not suspicious at all. Is it? Let's see, that's the shop. He's over in the cantina, so let's go ahead and take care of that while we are in the area. Now, I'm not going to give Nilko here the information until I find out where exactly his loyalties lie. Oh. They're sending them down to a secret base on... Oh. Well, we don't really get the option to find out what he is behind then. Let's go ahead and just tell him. They're sending them down to a secret base in the Rift. The Rift? It is as I feared. Though the Republic is fortunate I was the one assigned to investigate this case. Human, allow me to be blunt with you. If I report this violation to my superiors, the Republic will be banned from Manaan. but I do not wish to do this. I see the Sith for what they truly are, ruthless and evil. The Republic has always respected our independence, but if they fall, the Sith will be quick to send an invasion fleet to conquer Manaan. Ah, he's one of those non-conservative Selkath. But I cannot simply ignore what the Republic has done. The rift is the source of Manaan's culto, and I fear the science station may damage production of the delicate resource. You must tell the Republic to stop this madness at once. Make them shut down the facility and recall their people before they do something we all regret. They can't. The Republic has recently lost contact with the science facility. Of course, I should have realized. Doubtless they were hiring the mercenaries to investigate the situation. But I fear mercenaries alone may not be enough to save their station. There are ancient mysteries within the rift that even we Selkath do not comprehend. I fear the Republic has awakened something that was best left undisturbed. So help me if they unearthed Riley. It sounds like you know more than you're telling me. Had I any information, human, I would share it with you willingly. You have done the right thing informing me of this, but I must ask something more of you. I fear the mercenaries will not find the answers the Republic is looking for. They prefer blasters to brains. But you've shown yourself to be resourceful. Perhaps you can succeed where the others have failed. Investigate this facility, human, and I promise to keep my silence so that the vile Sith do not gain from the Republic's foolishness. I only hope my silence does not lead to disaster for Manaan. Here's the payment I promised you. And now I must take my leave, human. My superiors are expecting a full report from me, and there is much I must do to ensure they cannot uncover the Republic's actions. So Nilko was a friend. Excellent. Well, I guess the only thing left here is to take a little submarine trip. Now we can actually enter this restricted access area that we saw. Oh, that's a pretty slick-looking submersible. I don't think it has space for T3, Bastila, and myself. Well, maybe me and Bastila, but that's probably going to bring up certain things. Yeah, you know what I mean. Let's go ahead and explore, make sure there's any supplies or whatnot that we can grab. Ah! I see you guys over there. Oh. Well, I know for a fact that we'll need T3 for the trip. Bastila isn't the most combat capable of our Jedi, but I think a heal ability would probably be very welcome here. It can be used to descend to the deep of the ocean research station. Let's go. There's always a bigger fish. Stuff like this, because I am not a fan of deep water, terrifies me. Any kind of horror movie or anything that's set in an underwater facility, I actually get more freaked out by that than anything that could be happening in space. I don't know what it is. Antidote kit? Well, I do know what it is. It's just the kind of, the fallout from something that happened to me when I was younger with water. Repair kit, that's good. And we only have 5 advanced. That is a dead soldier. And that is a crashed sub. Well, that's a thing. I guess there's nothing more to do but to head this way. I don't know if I don't think I've said it in this series.
How did you get in? Did they send another submersible? Quick, we have to get out of here. We have to get away.
Calm down, Neelix. I'm Seth Talgar.
No! No, we have no time. We have to leave now. I managed to close the door after they killed everyone else, but I don't know how long it will hold.
What happened here?
The Selkath, they went crazy. They started killing anything that moved. Someone must have triggered the defense systems too, because all the droids activated as well. I was one of the mercs the Republic sent down here to find out what happened. We came down and secured the first couple of rooms. There were bodies everywhere, and the Selkath came out, screaming and croaking their fishy little war cries.
Oh. What happened to the scientists?
They're dead. All dead. They swarmed out and over us. There was no way we could stop them, so we ran. But hardly any of us made it. I locked the door behind us, but the others had already left in the submersible. The sharks. The Ferox are out there, and worse. I heard an explosion shortly after the submersible left. They didn't make it. Just food for the sharks and the Selkath. Like us.
Let's get you back to the surface.
Back to the surface, yes. No! There's something out there. It got the other submersible already. We can't leave until you do something. Blow up the entire station, maybe. That might distract whatever it is long enough for us to escape to the surface. But all the machinery and stuff is in the southern half, and that's been flooded. There might still be environmental suits around, but the Selkath might have laid their eggs in them.
I beg your pardon? Wait here while I go into the station.
No! I locked the door so the Selkath won't get in. If you open it, we're all done for.
I have no choice.
If you go in there, you're dead. You're all dead. If you want to die, then go. You won't hear me mourning for you. I'll stay here and be safe until some sort of real rescue comes.
Well, I hope you'll be just as nice and inviting to them. So, the Selkath have gone cuckoo. Interesting. They're essentially murlocs. So let's go ahead and treat them as such. One I was talking about before, hello there, Firaxis, is when I was younger, like, I think I was like 10 or some such, I don't remember the age, I actually drowned in a swimming pool and was clinically dead for a bit until I was resuscitated thanks to the CPR efforts of my brother. So deep water always I have a morbid fascination with it, a fear and a fascination at the same time. Probably one of the reasons I started really getting into like Lovecraft and stuff, because of the deep ones and just creepy. Well, we've got a computer here. We know what that means. What we got here, T3? 0. Oh, we only got 7 spikes to use. Ugh. View central storage room. Angry Selkath. West. Use a spike for that. Got a droid. Multiple droids. We can take on the droids. I'm not worried about that. Security room, on the other hand. That is not good. And download the area schematic. Interesting. Well, we do have some options here. Unfortunately, it doesn't cost us anything to hack into this computer. So I guess we'll decide what course of action to take at the beginning of the next episode, guys. Hope you all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.